Now, the legal world can seem pretty set in its ways, a labyrinth of partnerships, self-employed barristers and decades-old ownership arrangements. But one firm of solicitors, Rosenblatt, hopes to challenge that with a new approach, and its shares began trading on the alternative investment market today. Well, 30 years ago, Nicola Foulston was its first client, and now she's the chief executive. She used to run the motor racing circuit Brands Hatch and was the youngest ever winner of the Veuve Clicquot Businesswoman of the Year award. She's with me now. Nicola, very good evening to you. So why have you come to market?
So we wanted to raise funds to have our own in-house litigation fund, the ability to have skin in the game that's been around for about a decade now. More and more clients are used to it and they expect law firms to be able to participate in that. And also to raise funds for acquisition. I think the legal sector's facing considerable challenges in the years ahead. There's going to be considerable consolidation. It's a very fragmented market and Rosenblatt wants to take advantage of that.
So what's wrong with the old partnership model then?
I think the lockstep equity partner model is not fit for purpose in the current time. I know, a dramatic view. I think it served its purpose. I think it breeds discontent, disenfranchisement of those that are stuck in the system beneath. Think, yes, dead man's shoes, bed blocking, call it what you will. And I think that the opportunity of having corporate paper shares in an entity that can then pass value to your staff is a better way of incentivising, motivating and retaining your talent.
So anyone you're recruiting then, presumably from now on, you will be offering them shares in the business that are tradable?
Yes, absolutely. And obviously that is a key part of the reason for coming to market.
But I mean, it is 7 years since we had this big shake-up in the legal industry, you know, the onset of Tesco laws, people called it at the time. You're only the fourth law firm to IPO since then. It really hasn't caught on in the way that we thought it would, has it?
Well, no, because nothing in law happens quickly. And indeed, in that time, those licences that have been issued to firms that are either commercially managed or commercially owned has predominantly been to the accountancy firms, actually, who've gone into the legal sector, or when you've wanted to put the finance director on your executive. It hasn't been used, as Ian Rosenblatt has, to bring in commercial management like me. I'm the first commercial CEO, non-legal CEO of a law firm in this country.
That's amazing. I mean, well, it shows you how conservative the industry
Absolutely.
is, I guess. But I mean, if we take Slater & Gordon, which was the first ever law firm to list, Australian firm, I mean, that didn't exactly end well for investors, did it? And
I think that proves my point. It wasn't commercially managed. And there are, like there are in every businesses, there are key risks that need to be managed. And Slater & Gordon, I won't bore you with the reasons, but they had a specific area they did not manage successfully, and it was their undoing. And it is something that faces all legal firms. There are aspects of your business that you need to manage in a fairly commercial, hard-nosed way.
So what do you bring to the party that a traditional lawyer CEO couldn't bring to it?
Well, I think there's a couple of things. The first is that to suggest that you can be a lawyer all of your life, be voted in as managing partner and do a 2-week training course at Harvard and you now know how to run a business, sort of somewhat, and then someone like myself who's had 30 years business experience, I don't think that can be matched in a sort of 2-week course. I think the second thing is that I am ultimately a client. I am poacher turned gamekeeper, and I look at the business through a client's eyes and put the client first. And that, for me, is a really important point about the same. It's the same when I went to Brands Hatch. It was a very inward-looking business, very focused on the product. Law is the same, and I think that needs to change, and the focus needs to be on the client.
But isn't there a danger that doing the right thing by shareholders may compromise your ability to do the right thing by clients? I mean, the two may not necessarily be aligned.
And I think that's another very important way in which we've structured the business. Legal management is separated from commercial management, and therefore the lawyer's relationship with the client remains privileged and sacrosanct, and the decisions regarding the day-to-day commercial running the business are left with me and my team, who do not engage in any aspects of the legal practice.
How do you assess the riskiness or otherwise of shares in a business like this? I mean, essentially, it's a bet on the individuals. The company's best assets walk in and out the door every day, don't they? It's a bit like an advertising company in that sense, I guess, is it?
Well, again, that's been said to me a lot, unsurprisingly. I think that people are the most important part of just about every business I know and I have been involved with. And my job as the CEO is to build the brand behind the individuals and to institutionalise and create that relationship with the clients. And again, having been a client, it is a fallacy to think that clients are buying people and not the brand.